Come on!
Like, I can't fight an alligator. I don't care how little it is.
Be water, my friend.
And Chino brothers.
He's Asian, which means he loves gambling.
Chino
Brothers.
It is like a finger pointing away to the moon.
Chino.
the brothers.
That drunk bridezilla type out on their what bachelorette night and just play my song.
Chino
brothers.
Let me speak to the Chinaman.
Chinaman is not the preferred nomenclature.
Right now, today is the most important day of your life.
Okay. So we're live. It's me and Doc, and everybody came to watch the Chino Brothers with DJ Doc. Well, you're in for a treat because
What's up, everybody?
DJ Doc.
What's up, everybody? Just
Yeah,
chilling.
we've got Adlai somewhere. We'll figure that out. But it is kind of what it is. So Doc,
Yes,
we
sir.
got you on the show. You're mixing over at Groove,
Mhm.
and you proudly represent that. And so my question is how did we get into DJing in the first place? Because I understand that you did it in the Navy, correct?
I did. I started when I was in high school. I think I was like 14, 15 years old in high school, and I was real good friends with since we were kids. DJ Eric Avalon. He would DJ at the Quad, throwing down old school jams, during lunch and sometimes after school. And I kind of like, you know what, maybe I can try it. So I went and got some turntables, got a mixer, a little Radio Shack realistic mixer for about $50, and I just started buying records.
Wait, how old were you when you got your turntables, though?
I was like 15, 16 years old.
Real
Had to
quick,
save up.
Rick the Rebel wants to say what's up. What's up, Rick?
Oh, Rick. Brother Rick, what's up going on there, bro?
All right, so you're like 15, 16 years old, and where are we getting money? We got a side job, we're paper route. What do we do for this to get these turntables?
I was working like at McDonald's.
That ain't bad.
Typical teenager job, working at McDonald's, and my last year of high school, I worked at Wendy's. I was like, yes, dream job.
I mean, I guess if you're in high school, I mean, what else? Now, was it fun at least, though? Weren't there like girls working there or something like that, or your friends or anything? Or
well, yes, of course, there are going to be girls working there, but I'm like, I didn't have a girlfriend in high school. I don't know why. I just didn't care. I didn't care. I was school, sports, working, home. I don't know, call me a weirdo, but they were my friends.
And then DJing too, right? So what were your first turntables?
Technique 1200s.
Really? You went right with the 1200s, and then you got the Radio Shack mixer, and then you're just DJing in your room, or did you
Just
have
in
friends?
my room,
Like
I was using my dad's records.
Oh.
Yeah, he didn't like it, but he thought I would mess them up because he only hears like scratching and all that. I'm like, no, I ain't scratching. I'm just beating at you. I started going to like Bakersfield. I started going to LA to like Amoeba and Tower Records, and I just started buying records left and right. And that's what I was using.
So you were headed down to Los Angeles. Like, how often did you go to LA to Tower Records?
Maybe like once every couple months, because I have family down there, and my mom and my dad would like to go visit. Me and the cousins, the older cousins and me, we would be like, hey, let's go out. I'm like, okay. I'm like, can we stop at the record store so I can pick up like some records? And they're like, yeah, sure. So we go, then we drive into town, buy some records, and then plus whatever my dad gave me, his leftovers. I was happy.
That's pretty good, though. That's pretty good. So you're going down to Tower, you're going to LA with your family, you're picking up the records, you got your 1200s, and then and now you're starting to do like school lunches and stuff like that. Is that what I'm understanding?
No. I didn't really. I did maybe like family parties.
Okay.
I wasn't like trying to get out there. I was just mainly for like a hobby at the time. It's just me in my room mixing, finding out new music. I would ask my sister, what's good, because she's about 6, 7 years older than me, and she would tell me what kind of music to get and this and that when she was nice, or when she wasn't stuffing me in the closet, Yeah, she was that type of sister. Oh man, I
So
love her to death.
what made you decide to join the service?
I had two reasons. No, I had one main reason. My kid. I wanted to make sure that he was taken care of. And plus there wasn't really a lot of opportunities. Right after like 2 years after college, there wasn't really nothing to do. It's like, okay, I'm sitting here with this degree. What do I do with it? And I'm over here trying to find jobs and this and that. And I was like, you know what? Join the service, serve my country. Yeah, I was a little older. I was like 24 years old, but I just, I don't know, mainly my kids.
That's cool. And you said that what was your position in the military?
I was a what they call a HM, which was a hospital corpsman. Um, you go through basic, you go to corpsman school right across the street, and then wherever they send you to a ship, they send you to a hospital, they send you to go serve with the Marines. That's where they call it where you go green. Well, I went to a ship my first 5 years, and I became a combat field medic when I served at Camp Pendleton.
Oh, in San Diego.
Kind of. Camp Pendleton
San
is like its own
Onofre.
little, huh?
It's San Onofre, correct?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's right there by Oceanside.
Yeah, it's in that
Yeah,
area, in that Southern California area.
yeah. I was
That
I was there for about 5 years, and then I got transferred all over the place. It was harsh.
you were in Hawaii though, you said for 6 months.
6 months. I was there for 6 months the first time, and then the second time I was there for 4 months.
Now,
And
while you're in the Navy, are you DJing for your friends and stuff or what?
the only time I ever brought my turntables with me was when I went to Camp Pendleton. I had them in my closet, and I had little speakers, like maybe about little studio speakers, and this is when I guess right around the time when Serato started coming out,
Okay.
the box, the SL1, and all that. And I was like, okay, so I started DJing, and like in my barracks room, like on the weekends, if we didn't want to go out, we were just like, okay, we go grab some food, come home, come back, and everybody, we would just like get together and just like have a big old block party, like in the barracks, have different kinds of alcohol in each room, and I'll be playing music, and they'd be like, "Hey, Doc, DJ, Doc," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's stuck ever since."
How long did those parties go on for then? How long were they like how late would you guys stay up partying like that?
Curfew was well during the week. It was curfew was 10 o'clock, and then during the weekends it was until the next morning
Okay.
because it's the weekend. They're like, you got as long as you guys don't destroy stuff. Thanks, brother Rick. Got you. As long as you don't destroy stuff, people don't die, people don't get sick, people don't fall off the railing or whatever, and everybody's cool. Okay, you guys can. Plus, it also mattered on who was minding the barracks at the time, like who was in charge.
Okay. So now when you come back from the Navy, is that when you started like getting more into being like, I'm gonna try this out and see if I can do some clubs? I saw you're about to play that casino. I saw that gig coming up
Oh
for you.
yeah, Aviator. Oh man, it's been like what 3 years, like before COVID, and I wasn't DJing there. It was Danny P. Hats off to him.
Yeah,
That's
Danny's
the man
fresh.
right there.
Yeah, I
That's
love
my
Danny.
boss.
Who
My
doesn't love
boss.
Danny? Yeah.
He was DJing there, and we go over there, me, the wife, and some friends of ours. We go and we, kick back and order food. Of course, we always have to get Danny his food. Why? We owe him. We owe him, for what he does and everything. But yeah, Al, the owner, he left. He went to Texas, sold it, and a new guy picked it up named John. And hats off to him. And he picked. I guess he picked me up to do Saturday nights, and he's trying to get how he said he. I heard through the grapevine that he was trying to get it how it was back in the day. I was like, well, DJ, dance, drink, food. That's how it was. So he's bringing it back, and also on Friday nights now is DJ Prospect. He's going to be out there spinning too.
Wait, so explain to me. So it's a casino, and one guy owns it. It's not owned by like a conglomeration or something.
No, it's one guy and his wife. Um, and it's not exactly the casino that you think like Tachi or anything like that. It's like cards.
Oh, one of those blackjack casino type of
Yeah,
thing.
just card, bunch of different kind of card games and a couple pool tables, a bar, full staff bar. It's been there for a while. It actually used to be called Aldo's back in the day.
No.
Yeah, that was the club.
Well, so when you get out of the Navy, are you
Mhm.
like, I'm gonna start DJing clubs, or like how does DJing like propel your world at that point?
Well, when I got out, when I retired, I got out in 2012, and I just kept with the medical field. I was doing that as like a side thing, like DJing it as a side thing, like little things here and there. I started out doing it for like $50, $100, and well, luckily my wife told me, she's like, "That's not enough. You gotta, because you're good." And I'm like, "Well, I'm not that good, but I'm good enough to be hired." But I was charging a little bit here, a little bit there, doing friends parties, doing family parties as a side thing. My main job was being a surgical tech at the time. Well, actually, it was MA and then being a surgical tech. And then I just kept with that. But then DJing started taking over more. And I was like, I'm beginning to like this, you know. And then my wife told me, she pushed me to it. She told me, you know what? You're going to be on the air one day. Bet. Next thing you know, I'm on, I'm on the groove.
So how did I'm assuming Danny heard you somewhere and was like, "Hey, would you like to DJ on Groove?"
That is a story within itself.
Go ahead.
I'll give you the quick version.
No, give me the long version. We
All
ain't got
right, you
nothing to
got all
do. I'm here for stories.
right. I met him one day. I was single, living on my own. I was working, you know, doing. I had no girlfriend, no nothing. And one of my friends told me about this place in Bakersfield, and it's like a mariscos type place, and they had a DJ there. It was Danny. And I went over and I was like, oh man, you know what? I love the music. I started, talking to him, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if I was giving off the stalker vibe. I don't know what I was doing. It's just like, he looked at me like, you gonna be okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I go, do you want anything? You want something to drink? I'm not going to give you a roofie. Don't get me wrong. And I was just like, and then he'd be like, oh, well, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be at La Mina. He was at other places. And I was like, okay. I would go to these places. I didn't find out he was with the Groove until maybe about a couple months later. And then I was like, oh, that's cool, and then I started. He's like, Anywho, and once I found out, I was like, oh, okay, cool. He goes, oh, you're a DJ. And I'm like, yeah, I do it here and there and stuff. Oh, what's up, Gavin? How you doing?
What up, Gab?
Salute to you. And
He's also a Navy guy.
oh no, another squid.
Yeah.
And
I think that's
and,
why he says four winds and following.
oh, fair. Was it fair winds and following seas?
Yeah.
That is actually a poem that we tell people that get ready to go on their journey, whether it be Marines, Navy, whatever.
All right, I want to hear that poem, and you can tell me about that in a sec. But I'm still on this Danny P story.
Oh, and he's like, oh, we started going to where he was at and stuff like that, and eventually he's like a brother. He's family. And that's, there's very few people that I consider family like that. The old saying, blood makes you related. Family, blood makes you related, but family, it's a trust thing.
Yeah.
You gotta trust somebody. But then one day, he had my number. He called in. He goes, "Send me a mix." Okay. So I put together, like, he goes, 20-minute mix. Okay. So I put together a 20-minute mix real quick, and I was like, I sent it in. He'll send it to my email. All right. So I sent it in. A short time later, he goes, "Hey, welcome to the Groove." I'm like, "What?" I'm freaking out. I don't even know I'm like, my wife's right there. She's like, "What? I told you, didn't I tell you?" And she's over there. And I'm like, "Okay, I get it. Don't get me." And I'm just like, I did it.
That is
And
nuts.
And I was like, just some hometown kid, you know. I mean, even though I'm not like 19, 20 years old, but some hometown guy, you know, trying to make it like everybody else.
Now, in
Next thing
your
you know,
wildest dreams, did you think you'd be on the radio, or did you
no,
think this was just going to be like something for friends?
honestly thought it was just gonna be more of a hobby, but I put in so much practice and that people were like, "Hey, I want to hire you. Hey, I want to hire you for this event." I'm like, "Damn, what's going on?" And my wife, she convinces me so much that she's like, "You're that good. You're that good." I'm like, "Okay, I take your word for it." So now, if she has faith in me, then Danny has faith in me, then I should have faith in myself. So
Yeah. Well, I probably should start with that, right? Like you have faith in God, and then you have faith in yourself.
always, I mean, we have a saying in the military, not just the Navy: God, country, family.
Yeah,
God
that's
first,
true.
country, and then your family. But I'm
All right.
glad, I'm happy where I'm at. So,
Well, tell me about this poem, the four winds and
oh,
fair sales.
well, how's it go? Trying to remember. It's been a while. Uh, I want, yeah, I want to wish you fair winds and following seas. May the may the god Neptune being the god of the sea,
Yeah.
guide you through your path. And when you reach your path, you be, you know, I can't remember. It's something about you be very successful and in health, riches, and you know your accomplishments. I don't remember it word for word, but that's pretty much it. It's just a short little thing, you know. And
But you say it to guys as they're going off. Is that what it is? As they're going off to sea?
yeah, when I was stationed in Iraq, some of the Marines were getting ready to go on hikes, or they're getting ready to go to another uh, FOB, forward operating base, and we would tell them, you know what, fair winds and following seas, because it's tough just to go through whatever it is they're walking through. I
Yeah.
mean, through the territory, through all that, and we're like, you know,
Now, as a wound trauma specialist, like, did you see a lot of people come in? Like, were you out in? So you went to Iraq, correct or no? Three
3 times.
times? Wow. So were you out like on the front lines with the guys, or
Yes.
holy cow? Was that something you weren't prepared for being a Navy man? Because I would assume if you're a Navy man, you think you're going to be on the ship, correct?
Yes and no.
Okay, go ahead.
There was only so much training they can give you. It's like they have to, like corpsman school. The first school you go to become a corpsman, they pack 4 years of training into, I want to say, how much was it? 14 months. 4 years of training in 14 months. It's either
Holy
pass or
cow!
fail. You know, and I got lucky, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it,
You're
but
probably smart. That's probably what it was.
I don't know. I know maybe I was just so dumb I didn't even notice, and I ended up doing a smart thing. I don't know, but then when you go to another school, if needed, you can go to small surgery school. You can go to anatomy school in case of like broken bones, deep cuts. There's so many schools you can go to, you know, and I did a lot of the schools. And then when I got sent out, I was like, okay, and then okay, I got this. First people that come in, I'm like, shoot, what do I do? So I mean, there's guys that are officers that are there to help you walk you through it. And
Okay.
it's a lot, you know.
Yeah, it's got to be a lot because you're just a kid from Delano, and now all of a sudden you're seeing essential carnage. Like it's got to be tough.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't like Black Hawk Down that much that per se or anything.
Hey,
Don't
we
be
wouldn't know, bro. You
you
should just
know,
you could just tell us it was Black Hawk Down. We wouldn't know.
it actually it wasn't as much. I mean, it was bad between, I want to say, between 2004 and 2008 was horrible, bad,
How's
because
that?
it's I never seen so much crap in my life. And let's just say to this day, my head is so screwed right now. It is, you know, I'm like borderline. Even my wife tells me, you know, I'm borderline. Um, what's that? I can't remember what the case is called, but you know, it messes with my
PTSD,
head. There
like
you
that
go.
type of thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
PTSD.
yeah. I mean, I'm not dumb or crazy or anything. You know, I'm
No, no, I get
34,
what you're saying.
but you know, I have my moments. I have my moments. I thank God every day for my dog and especially my wife because she's helped me through a lot.
Yeah, yeah, you have a great wife.
I do. Yes, I
Yeah,
do.
that's a blessing. Dude, a lot of guys at my shop will come in and they don't like their wives. And I'm like, how do you live a life where you don't like your wife? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. You know those kind of guys I'm talking about?
Yeah. They're like, man, I gotta go home to her, and this. You know what? I'm happy to come home to her. You know
Yeah,
what? They say, happy wife, happy life. No, no, no. Happy spouse, happy house.
yeah, you're right. Well,
So
and at the same time, like, your wife loves you that much that she wants you to be happy. You know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of times, guys, there's this idea of like happy wife, happy life, and it's like if your wife makes you happy, if your wife loves you, it's a lot easier to have a happy wife. You know?
thing is, I've known her since high school,
Oh wow.
but of course, I left, went to school, then joined the Navy 2 years later, and she went and over to the East Coast. Actually, she went to Pittsburgh,
She
around
came
there.
to my town. She came to Pittsburgh.
Around there. You know, she was married. Um, got out of it. It was bad. It was bad. So came back about the same time that I was retired, and we met up, and you know,
It's pretty good. How long did it take you guys to get married?
mm, well, about I don't even know, maybe about a couple of years, about a year or so.
About a year.
Yeah, we known each other our whole lives, but we've been married for about going on 7, maybe 8 years.
I got you. So
Yeah,
you
so
it took you a year to ask her to marry you? Why didn't you just ask her to marry you within the first couple of months? Were you not sure?
we had to make sure things were right. You can't
That
just run. You're not gonna run into a pool, you know, with all your clothes on. Hey, I'm safe. No, you're gonna walk in and be like, okay, what's going on? Let's try and get everything situated. You know, I mean, you gotta do what
wh-
you gotta do.
one way or another, it's a blessing that you found such a nice lady and that she's so good to you. Now,
Yes,
here's
sir.
my question for you, real quick, Doc.
Go
Have
ahead.
you ever been on TikTok before?
I have an account, and I've done a few TikToks. No, I've done one of just me. I put up mainly pictures and music.
So you've been on TikTok though, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So have you ever noticed when you first start TikTok, there's
Mhm.
all these like girls dressed in real small clothes showing up on your account and you're like, "What is going on here? I'm not trying to look at this." And then you finally get your groove, like you find a guy that likes lowriders or likes DJs or
Mhm.
whatever it is you're into, and then it starts showing you the regular videos. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like it'll show you what you want to see.
Yeah, the more you watch of a certain thing, the more that type of stuff pops up.
You're
That's the
right.
algorithm.
But when you first start, it's always like thirst traps. It's always like
Yeah.
a bunch of scantily clad girls. So I was telling Adelaide this because he wasn't on TikTok, and I was like, "Hey, dude, I see all these girls, and they're on here like dancing around." And he's like, "Dude, they're promoting their OnlyFans," and I was like, "There's no way they're promoting their OnlyFans." And he was like, "No, dude, I'm telling you, they're promoting their OnlyFans." So I was like, "All right, well, let me look at these link trees and see what I can find out." And sure enough, Adley was right. These girls were not only promoting their OnlyFans, we actually made a game show out of it, Doc. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not, but it's
That's
called
fine.
OnlyFans or Not OnlyFans. And so
That's
now
fine.
we're gonna play you 5 ladies, and we're gonna have you guess if they're on OnlyFans or if they're not on OnlyFans. Okay?
Easy.
All right, here we go.
Yes, I'm making this video because I see so many people starting an OnlyFans.
I've had an OnlyFans for quite some time.
We're gonna take down OnlyFans.
I am an OnlyFans creator.
I am an OnlyFans model.
They sell pictures of their butthole.
And that's stopping! That's done!
All right, so here we go. Here we go. Our first model that we'll be looking at, her name is Ariana Kosi.
Oh, Lord have mercy. They drained me.
Okay, here we go. 12,000 followers on TikTok. Home Depot worker, into fashion, into unboxing videos. Over 200,000 followers on Instagram. Does she have a OnlyFans or does she not have an OnlyFans, Doc?
Nope.
What do you think?
She
You're
don't.
saying no.
No.
Now, why are you saying no?
Because, okay, for one, why in the world would you put Home Depot? That doesn't make any sense.
That's true.
Because the simple fact is, if you're caught with an account like that at a place like that or company like that, you would be fired. Simple as that. And then you're gonna sit there and be like, well, I collect this and this, and then you have how many followers on Instagram?
She had 200,000.
No, she's probably just putting up pictures and that's it.
DJ Doc, you are 100% correct. You are right. She is not on OnlyFans, but here's the story about that young lady. She posted a picture on Instagram and was harassed because she wouldn't go on OnlyFans. She was getting DMs from everybody asking her to go on OnlyFans. She said no, she doesn't want to go on OnlyFans. She's a Christian. She doesn't believe in that. Even Shaq went in her DMs to ask her if she had an OnlyFans. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, to say that I'm 100%, I'm Christian and I'm this. No disrespect to any religion.
I got you.
I'm Catholic, but to say you're Christian and then to put up stuff like that, isn't that kind of a?
I don't know though. She doesn't really put anything nasty up. She just put a picture of herself in her. The picture that they're actually all commenting on was in her Home Depot vest.
See, that's another clue. You're gonna take a picture or a video of yourself in uniform with the company logo.
Yeah.
Instant fired.
Yeah. So she wasn't, but she wasn't. Yeah, she wasn't on OnlyFans. But she was on Instagram, and she took a picture of herself in her Home Depot outfit, and she was like, getting ready for work or something. Then she posted it, and then she got blown up in the DMs all the way to Shaquille O'Neal himself. All right, here we go. Here's our next one. This one is Oregon Star Girl. Let's see if you can figure this one out. What do you say?
Yes.
Well, let me tell you about her. She has 10,000 followers on TikTok. She loves Halloween. She streams on Twitch, and she loves the macabre, if you will, like a Halloween type of stuff. That type of vibe. Is she on OnlyFans or is she not on OnlyFans?
She's probably on OnlyFans.
She's not. She's not on OnlyFans. No, she's not. But then the crazy part though is in her link tree, it's all her Cash apps. It's like Venmo me here, Cash App me there. Here's my Amazon list, blah blah blah.
On,
so yeah,
what am I going to cash out this person for? Doesn't make no sense.
I'm gonna Cash App you if I split lunch with you. That's the only time I'm Cash Apping anybody. You know what I mean?
There you go. Here's $5.
Yeah, if I owe you $10, I'll Cash App you. That's as far as it's gonna go. But random strangers who I've never met, no, I agree with you. I'm definitely not Cash Apping that person. All right, here we go. The next person is going to be Sultry Sammy.
I shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot.
Okay. Sultry Sammy is a mom. She's a cosmetologist, motorcycle enthusiast, and dog lover. She has her bachelor's degree in marketing. Is she on OnlyFans? Or is she not on OnlyFans? Go ahead, Doc.
If you have your bachelor's degree, you wouldn't need an OnlyFans.
So we're saying yes or no?
I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to say yeah, because I think she's lying.
You're correct. She does have an OnlyFans. Now, for the bonus round, Doc, how much does she get paid?
For her?
Yep, per month. Per month.
You got to remember, there's three things. I'm just, like I said, I don't do OnlyFans. I don't do all that stuff. Why?
I'm mad at you. You shouldn't be doing it, but go ahead.
Thanks, Mike. Three things. One, how you look. Two, what you do. And three, the obvious. If you're...
Yep, I got you.
I want to say, well, it depends. Per day, Per month?
Per month. Per month. How
Per
much does
month?
she charge per month? Per person.
$39.95. I don't know.
$12.99. $12.99. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, these women do this for ridiculous prices. That's why I'm anti OnlyFans. I'm always like, why are you going on OnlyFans? And if you want to know the truth, I was watching Rogan and they looked up what the typical OnlyFans model makes. Most OnlyFans models make $165 a month, dude. Could you imagine that?
That barely covers a car payment.
I know. I don't even know if it covers a car payment. If it covers a car payment, you got a good rate. You know what I mean? Like, so
either that or a funky car.
yeah, it's true. You might have bought that on the corner. All right. Next person we're gonna look at. Her name is Hickey. Here we go.
Nope.
All right. Hickey has 27,000 followers on TikTok, into painting, travel, and art, and is a foodie.
Nope.
Is she on OnlyFans or is she not on OnlyFans?
I don't think so. Have you seen her room? She got a beer bottle sitting in the background. I'm going to say no. I'm sorry.
You're saying no? Is she not pretty enough? What do you think?
For one, she was using a filter. Because when she was moving, her eyelashes were staying still.
That might be a TikTok thing. No, you know how everybody does all that stuff on TikTok.
I don't believe in filters. Sorry.
No, I'm not mad at you for not liking filters, but I am a little mad at you. You got that one wrong because yes, she is on OnlyFans.
Okay.
Now, here's the $1 million question. How much does she charge per month?
$13.
$10 a month.
Wow.
All right, we're gonna give you one last crack at this. Let's see if you can get this one right, Doc. Hold on one moment. Let me pull up my cheat sheet that tells me all the notes about these people. This one right here. This one right here is Kyla. Here we go.
How would you like to ride home on a real cowboy? I got a 6-pack of cold ones all night, so my room is out all night, so you can scream my name as loud as you need to, sugar.
Okay, Kyla loves country music. She's a Trump supporter, advocate of the Second Amendment. 1.5 million followers on TikTok, and she loves NASCAR.
I have to say yes.
You're saying yes, she has an OnlyFans?
Oh, the one thing I guess, I might be wrong, but the one thing that gives it away is how many fans she has. Because if you don't have a lot of fans,
you're gonna make $150 a month.
Literally $149.95. They take away taxes. I don't know. I'm at to say yeah, but she probably doesn't charge that much.
She actually. Why would you say she doesn't charge that much? Is because she's a Trump supporter? What do you think?
Yeah, she's cheap.
Because she's a Trump supporter, she's cheap. Well, unfortunately, sir, you got that one incorrect as well. She has no OnlyFans. I thought I was giving you hints by telling you, that she was into NASCAR and all that stuff. I kind of feel like, what do you think? I feel like girls that are into NASCAR probably wouldn't be as apt to have an OnlyFans page.
No, I'm like I said, I'm guessing, but if you're into NASCAR, you're into beer drinking, barfing, and burping, and calling everybody howdy, and I'm like, am I being stereotypical?
I don't know. Have you ever watched NASCAR before?
No.
I never have either. But I was in Canada one time, and this Canadian guy came up to me, and he goes, "Hey, you're American?" I said, "Yep." And he goes, "I know what you're really into." And I said, "What's that?" And he says, "NASCAR." And I said, "No, I'm not." He goes, "You're not into NASCAR?" And I said, "No." And he says, "Oh, but you're into music." And I said, "Yeah, I was a DJ." He goes, "Well, I know what kind of music you like." And I said, "What's that?" And he goes, "Country." Yep, that's what he said, country music. And I said, I don't listen to country music. He goes, "You're not into NASCAR and you don't listen to country music." But think about it, Doc. If you're from another country, right, and you went to a NASCAR event, think how big those NASCAR events are.
Big?
They're like cities. You know what I mean? It's like the size of Bakersfield in one spot. So if you're from another country, and you saw that.
Fans from what I hear. I have had friends that are into NASCAR, and I'm like, "Did you have fun?" "Yeah, they were doing this." I go, "Dude, they drive around in a circle."
Yeah, I'm totally with you on the drive around in a circle, and I don't necessarily know if it's fun or not. But bro, you got to admit, when you see those crowds, they are like they're just monstrous crowds.
Massive. Yep.
Yeah. So now, once again, if you're not from the United States and you're from a country that's smaller than the United States, you probably think, wow, this is a giant deal in this country, and not recognize, oh, this country has so many different regions. Everybody's kind of into something different. You know what I mean?
The last time I went to Canada, I tried talking to this guy, but every like 5 seconds he was saying, "Hey, hey, hey."
That is,
hey.
yeah, that
I'm
is.
like, the rumors are true. They say "hey" like all the time.
Yeah, Canadians and cholos, bro. A, you know, it's all it's all the same with a or a, one or the other, bro.
Oh, they
Either
do the,
exactly, but the
like,
Canadians don't do that part.
oh man, like I didn't really like. Well, we pulled into Victoria, Canada. I didn't really like it much because when we were pulling in with the ship, they were saying, "Oh, go home, baby killers." I'm like, what?
Holy cow!
I'm like, no, well, because we were sending young kids off to war. And I'm like, wait a minute, we're not the Marines, we're not the Army, we're the Navy. We actually employ people. We actually put them to real jobs. You know, and I'm like, they're, oh, go home, baby killers. I'm like, what? I didn't know what it meant for like the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's horrible.
It is.
All right, well, let's wrap up this segment, and then we're going to get
it.
into some news. Here we go.
Yes, I'm making this video because I see so many people starting an OnlyFans.
I've had an OnlyFans for quite some time.
We're gonna take down OnlyFans.
I am an OnlyFans creator.
I am an OnlyFans model.
They sell pictures of their butthole.
And that's stopping. That's done.
All right, Doc. Well, you know how this show goes. After we do all our bits and we talk about all our DJing and then we show all our shout outs. Rick wants to say.
Straight up festivities.
There we go. After we show all our shout outs and we play all our games, we do the news, Doc. So speaking of Canada, listen to this. Afro man runs into trouble at Canadian border after agents catch him with cannabis. Afro man has run into some legal trouble while at the Canadian border. It should come as no surprise that it involves the issue of cannabis. The Because I Got High rapper ran into a bit of a snafu when he was trying to cross over the United States on Tuesday. Oh, he's trying to cross back over to the United States on Tuesday with the U.S. Border Patrol. They're telling TMZ that Afro Man and his crew were detained while they tried to cross the St. Lawrence River into upstate New York. When they entered the inspection zone, officials discovered $10,000 worth of cash and marijuana lotion and gummies that Afro Man told TMZ he forgot to hide. The rapper was held for 5 hours at the border, was fined $500 for the lotion, along with his DJ, who was fined $500 for the gummies. Doc, do you think that's too egregious, or what do you think?
Considering what happened to what's her face, the
I know it's true.
That's like, don't do it again. I mean, but then you got to think about it. Basketball player, world famous rapper. He got off easy.
It's not a male basketball. You know what I mean? It's female basketball player for the WNBA. It's like nobody watches the WNBA, but everybody can sing this song. I was supposed to go to class, but then I got high. You know what I mean? Like everybody knows that one.
But I ended up going to Canada and I got high.
Well, I think that's nuts though. Like now, when you go, how often do you go across the border?
Never.
You never go across the border?
It depends on the last time I was over in Canada was when I was in the Navy. The last time I was over in, I guess Tijuana, I only went over there maybe like 3 times when I was stationed in San Diego.
Really?
Because right around that time, they told us our captain came out and we had a whole big meeting of the whole crew, even the Marines that were there. We cannot go over there due to the cartel.
Oh my gosh!
That's when it right in the middle of my time there, it around when we got back from our first deployment in 2000, we were told that we couldn't go there because the cartel was killing Americans.
Well, where do you think that they were like targeting American soldiers or just Americans in
Just
general?
Americans. Well, I mean, we're not going to go over there in our uniform.
Yeah.
The only ones that were over there in uniform were they call them courtesy turnovers. When some of us would come over drunk, they would call up their duty station, like, look, come get your guy. And we would have to drive 2, 3, 4 in the morning to go get them, throw them in the back of the van and take them back. And that's the only Navy personnel, and they maybe like six people over there representing us. And they were even targeted.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Now, real quick, back to this story. Do you think that when Afro Man was with the Border Patrol, that they were like, hey, man, can we take a selfie?
I would not doubt it. If they knew who he was and they go, yeah, I heard your jab, they're probably like, click, click, click. And I'm like, okay, well, that's cool. Why don't you just let him go? Nope, can't do it.
For me, the thing is, when I cross the border, I'm always freaking out. I go over the border quite often. I go up to Canada. And so like as soon as I get to that border, I take my hat off, sit up straight, put on the seatbelt, 10 and 2, hand them the passport. And it's like, I'm just going to kiss your butt for as long as I need to be here. Then I'll see a guy like in front of me with his feet out the window, smoking a cigarette. I'm like, bro, you are going to you're going to get pulled over. Just act like this dude is your principal at high school or your dad. Show him the respect, get through the border, and let's just keep going.
There is one thing I have that it's the reason why I don't worry if I cross any border.
Nice.
That's my military ID. Well, it's my retirement card, my VA card. I just show them this, like, oh, you're part of military? Because they think military, you never got in trouble. You never did anything wrong. You're basically, strict with yourself. Well, I just don't do anything stupid.
Well, you should cross the border more often than now that you got that VA card. I don't know why you're not crossing the border more often. I guess Canada's pretty far for you, though.
Yeah.
But anyways, whenever we go across that border, I'm always like, everybody sit up straight, keep your P's and Q's to yourself, and don't mess around. All right, let's get to this next story. Here we go. Nick Cannon, this guy, right? His ex, Jessica White, claims the relationship was emotionally abusive. Nick Cannon's ex-girlfriend, Jessica White, claimed that she was emotionally abusive relationship with the Wild 'N Out star. White, a former Victoria's Secret runway model, but not on OnlyFans, reportedly dated Cannon from 2015 to 2020. Shortly after attending the blue carpet premiere of French Montana's new documentary For Khadija at the Tribeca Film Festival on Friday, June 16th. She wrote a lengthy post on her Instagram stories, and many believe it was directed at Cannon. And this is what it says. It says, I wanted it to work. Prayed every day that you'd see me and love me the way that I loved you. Maybe you did, but just kept it from me. During the relationship, I walked with more questions than anything. I don't know till this day, really why current things had to happen, she wrote. I don't know, Doc. Does that sound like Nick was emotionally abusive?
Do they have kids together?
I'm trying to see in the story if they do or not. Hold on a sec.
Oh.
No, it just says she's his ex.
Okay, well, a lot of his exes, basically every ex had kids. If they didn't have kids, that's why she was emotionally unstable.
That's why she says he was being emotionally abusive?
I don't know about abusive, but I mean, maybe she wanted kids. She wanted to keep up with the Joneses. I don't know. I mean, to be emotionally unstable, I don't know. There could be a lot behind it.
But she's saying that he caused her he was emotionally abusive.
Well, if I had to deal with how many kids?
I think he has 19 or something like that.
And then I brought that home, I'm like, yeah, I'd probably get emotionally unstable too.
Well, I don't think he would like. Is it emotionally abusive because she doesn't believe he loved her the way that she wanted to be loved? Does that seem emotionally abusive?
Not really, because I mean, like I said, there could be a lot of factors. She could be very, very sensitive, and anything that he says, she's gonna take it as being verbally abusive, or not verbally, emotionally abusive, or she's just maybe it was the truth. I don't, like I said, there's a lot of factors behind it. That's just my guess.
Yeah, yeah. I don't blame you for guessing that, but in my mind, I'm thinking she was upset because he didn't make her his wife, and then he left her, and so now she's like, I've got to say he was emotionally abusive.
That could do it.
Because think about it, that's a pretty ambiguous thing to say about somebody that they're emotionally abusive. You know what I mean? That doesn't, and there's no like way of saying that they are or they aren't. You know what I mean?
Well, could it be that, like you said, he wouldn't wife her, so she decided to say that out of spite?
I think you might be onto something. Because think about it, like if he didn't wife her, I don't get what's going on with Nick Cannon though. Like, I'm not saying he's not a good-looking guy. I'm not saying he doesn't have a lot of money, but can he just settle down with one girl? Why does he have to keep having a different baby mama every other month? What do you think about this?
One word: vasectomy.
Yeah, I'm not against that either. If I'm Nick Cannon,
I don't know. Maybe he's just. I mean, he could, because you got to remember, famous people like him, they have that altar behind them. Like their head will spin around. They'll be all the nice person or whatever, the emotional type. But then they flip their head around and it's like, well, I'm the star. I'm this. I want it this way and that way. Well, the other alter ego that he probably has is maybe he's still looking for the right person.
Yeah.
He could be very picky. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I don't know either, man. I wouldn't want to have that many kids with that many different baby mamas, to be totally honest with you. But I'll say this, that like, I also hope that no matter how big and famous you get, DJ Doc, that you don't get an alter ego. I hope that never happens to you. And I hope it never happens to me either. But here we go. Last story of the night, and then we're going to wrap it up. We got Russell Simmons. $100,000 court loss to ex-wife comes to light amid family drama. So Russell Simmons has to pay up $100,000 to his ex-wife, Kimora Lee, a few months before the family went on a Father's Day tirade against the music mogul, accusing him also of abuse. The family drama came to light early on Sunday, June 18th, when Simmons' oldest daughter, Ming, wished her mother, Kimora, a happy Father's Day on her Instagram story. Simmons replied to this post by sharing a meme that read, "Stop telling fathers they should have fought harder to see their children and start asking mothers why they had to fight at all." Kimora saw the comments and took to Instagram Live to issue a scathing rebuttal against her ex-husband, accusing him of acting like they're still close despite having blocked him on social media years ago. The youngest daughter, Akoi, then joined in the conversation, posting a mean-spirited message from her father and a muted video when he appeared to be raging on her FaceTime. Akoi said the music mogul suffers from mental health issues and that as a family, they've given up on trying to repair the relationship. As the drama continued to unfold, Radar Online learned that Simmons actually was forced to cough up $100,000 to Kimora a few months before the daughters accused him of abuse. Russell previously sued his ex-wife and her investment banker husband back in 2021, accusing them of stealing $4 million worth of shares he owned in the energy drink Celsius with no permission. In the suit, Simmons said that the couple used the funds to pay for legal fees associated with her husband's federal fraud case, in which he was found guilty and asked to pay $43.7 million as a part of a sentence. However, in 2022, Kimora was awarded $100,000 in legal fees as a part of a case after she emerged victorious from a breach of contract. The case remains ongoing.
I call BS on her part. Why? This one, to me, I'm going to be honest with you. To me, this woman seems like she's just the beginning. Money hungry. He created Fat Farm. What did she go and do? She took a little bit of the idea and created what? Baby Fat.
Baby Fat. Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool. He gave her that money. Where did she didn't get no money. In the beginning, she had no money. She was this tall Asian girl. Oh, I want to date you, blah blah, whatever, man. And then now you're gonna sue him for what? Because he said something on a famous platform. That's it. I can understand if he went over there and either screwed your mom or shot your dog. You want to sue him for $100,000, let alone $1 million. But yet, because that's freedom of speech.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna sue somebody. Why? Because he said something and it wasn't even really him. Who started it? The kid. Happy Father's Day. Okay, let it be. Let it be. Let it be.
Yeah, he didn't let it be though. Should he have backed off of that statement?
Yes, he should have not said anything. You know, because that's like the whole Will Smith going up to Chris Rock. Oh my, you know, just
Yeah.
You know, you shouldn't have done that. Should have waited. You know, get yourself together and go talk to us. Hey, look, I didn't like this, or this. Do it that way. But they're gonna, you know, famous people are gonna deal with it in famous ways. Oh, I'm gonna sue you for $400 million. If I was to do something like some stupid stuff like that, oh, I'm gonna sue you for about $25,000. He should have backed off and just relaxed, and then said something. It would have gone a lot smoother, and he wouldn't have to pay all kinds of money.
Yeah, but then Kimura, she got remarried, and her husband was in a federal fraud case for $43.7 million. What was that guy doing?
God knows what. It's just making her look bad. So she probably took that emotion. Well, I'm over here looking bad, so I might as well make someone else look bad. I'm gonna make my ex-husband look bad. For what? Your ex-husband doing his own thing.
Yeah.
See, that carries on into society now. If exes are doing their own thing, let them do their own thing. If they're gonna fall and embarrass themselves, okay, fine. I'll just stand there and not say anything. He should have just not said anything. But the case with her husband now, I'm like, you know what? You got problems.
Oh, real problem. That $100K that she just got off of Russell Simmons ain't gonna really cut it either. That's not gonna help her.
No, because she should. Well, I'm gonna try and get money out of him for what? For exercising his freedom of speech. Yes, granted, it was the wrong way to go about it, but come on now, man. This guy's a mogul. He's worth millions, maybe billions, and you're gonna get $100,000 off him. You need to worry about your husband over there defrauding somebody, man. $40-some million. Come on.
I totally agree with you. All right, Doc. Well, let's wrap this up now. Let's tell everybody about where they can find you. So they're gonna find you at this new casino.
Well,
tell
it's
us
not
all
exactly
about it.
New, but
well, it's new because it's got a new owner, correct?
Yes, it's a new owner over here in Delano, California. Right, it's right off the Williams exit, right off the freeway by the airport. It's called the Aviator Casino. I'm hearing there might be a name change. I don't know, but I'm there on Saturday nights from 9 to 2.
Any drink specials?
None that I know of right now, but they do have a full bar. They have card tables, pool tables.
Is there a cover?
After before 9, it's free. After 9, it's like $5.
Okay, cool. That's not a bad cover. $5 is doable by anybody.
Yeah, you go
so
over there
guys,
and have a good time.
Get down to what's the name of it? Aviator Casino. Play some blackjack, eat some dinner, and then after that, go dancing with DJ Doc spinning until 2:00 in the morning when the kids are already deep into bed. Get a babysitter though, right, Doc?
Yeah.
All right, where can they find you on social media, Doc?
Social media, I am on Facebook under Navy Doc. You can use my email, navydoc1998@gmail.com. You can find me on Instagram, DJ Doc in the Mix. You can find me on TikTok, same everything, DJ Doc in the Mix. Yep.
Okay, cool.
I'm on Friday nights from 5 to 6 for your Funk in the Trunk from on the Groove 99.3. You can also catch me on Saturday nights. Where there's me, DJ Prospect, DJ Louis V, DJ KGB. I forgot the other. Well, some group
Clever.
Group DJs. We're doing Saturday night. Groove party. I'm on usually between 10:45 and 11 o'clock. Mixing it up, call in. Hey, I can do a shout out for you. Mix up your old school jams.
That's it, folks. So if you want the shout out from DJ Doc, hit him up on social. Tell him how good a job he's doing. Doc, I always love seeing you on social. So folks, don't forget also, follow the Chino brothers on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. And we're going to wrap this up tonight. But Doc, thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you so much for being our guest.
Thanks for having me.
Hold on 1 sec in the green room, and everybody else will see you hopefully next week. Boom.